At first glance, it appears to be a typical Tuesday in Kentucky, and the neighbors can't help but notice a strong smell of burnt meat. A sudden heavy noise tells them where this smell comes from. A group of cows run down the road with their backs on fire as a mysterious spaceship flies away from Earth. The spaceship enters a tunnel on Mars, and within seconds, an entire fleet is leaving the planet and heading to ours. The following day, Press Secretary Jerry presents pictures of the UFOs to American President Dale, claiming that the public will be thrilled if they make an official announcement about them. General Decker disagrees, claiming that this should be a national secret and that they should prepare to defend the planet, but General Casey believes Decker is jumping to conclusions because they don't even know if these aliens are hostile. Professor Kessler, a scientific advisor, points out that these must be intelligent, peaceful beings because, by definition, an advanced civilization is not barbaric. Dale decides to disregard Decker's concerns and make the official announcement on television. The rest of the world has no idea what's going on and goes about their daily lives as usual. Marsha insists on redecorating the White House, despite her daughter Taffy's objections. Ex-boxer Byron is working at a casino in Las Vegas when he receives a call from his ex-wife Louise, who is concerned because their 2 sons haven't returned home in 2 nights. Byron tells her to relax because that's how teenagers are at that age, and he promises to pay her a visit soon. Land, the casino owner, disagrees with his hippie wife Barbara, a recovering alcoholic who is tired of sitting around the casino and watching others drink while her husband works. Instead of paying attention to her, Land appeases her by giving her money so she can gamble. Nathalie, a talk show host in New York, calls her boyfriend, news reporter Jason, to show off the fact that the president will interrupt her show for the official announcement. Jason doesn't understand how this is possible because Nathalie's show is far from serious, but her words are soon confirmed when Dale appears on television to announce the arrival of Martians. Everyone in the country is watching, including young Richie as he works at the donut shop and Barbara as she meditates, believing that the aliens' visit is a sign. People at the casino, such as Byron and his co-worker Cindy, are also watching. Except for a rude gambler who wants to keep playing, everyone stops what they're doing to do so. Every newspaper the next day publishes images of the spaceships. Jason is envious because Nathalie will have Kessler at her show, which also makes no sense. She is also the only person to whom their dog will listen. Richie returns home to Kansas to learn that his brother Billy is joining the military, which makes their parents very proud. Grandmother Florance, on the other hand, is mentally ill and has no idea what's going on. Louise, a bus driver in Washington, is on her usual route when she notices her sons Cedric and Neville at the arcade. The boys are very good at their chosen game, which involves shooting aliens, but Louise refuses to let them finish it. She simply grabs their jackets and scolds them for skipping class as she drags them into the bus, where she is applauded by the passengers. Jerry uses the work limo to pick up streetworkers in the same neighborhood. Later, Kessler appears on Nathalie's show, explaining that our probes missed the aliens because they live beneath the surface of Mars. He also claims to have always admired Nathalie's work and enjoys flirting with her, which explains why the government chose her show over a more serious venue. It makes Jason even more envious. When the Martian leader appears on the screen, speaking in a language humans cannot understand and making a circular gesture with his hand, TV signals all over the world are disrupted. The White House holds an emergency meeting during which Kessler explains his theories on Martian anatomy and insists that they should be peaceful because they are intelligent. Another doctor displays his translation machine, but when he runs the Martian's transmission through it, it produces only gibberish. After a few hours, Jerry and Dale speak to the press, promising a diplomatic meeting with the aliens. Meanwhile, Billy's family and girlfriend see him off to the army base, and Richie then drives Florance back to her nursing home. Florance spends most of her time there listening to Slim Whitman's country music. Byron is out for his daily run in Las Vegas when he is interrupted by Land, who needs Byron to beat up a guy who owes him money. Byron declines the job, explaining that he is trying to live an honest life now in order to reconcile with his wife. The Martians set some coordinates in the evening to notify the government that they would be landing in the Nevada desert. Decker requests that the military be present, and Dale agrees, but he delegated the job to Casey, instructing him to keep things quiet and double-check the guest list to ensure that only key media attends. The following day, the entire army, including Billy, prepares to meet the Martians at the special event. While Jason and Nathalie transmit for their shows, Barbara sets up her meditative setup on a nearby hill. The entire world watches the Martians land on the red carpet they've laid out for them, despite the fact that neither Nathalie's nor Dale's dogs like them and bark aggressively at them. Casey tries to shake the hand of the Martian ambassador, but the alien doesn't understand the gesture, so Casey makes a circle on his hand instead, which is well received. The translating machine is supposed to be working properly now, and Casey uses it to greet the aliens. In exchange, the Martian ambassador declares that they have come in peace. Everyone in the audience starts celebrating, and a hippie releases a dove, but the aliens don't seem to like it because they pull out their ray guns and kill the bird. They start attacking everyone around them after killing Casey. The military fights back, and Billy tries to help, but he is also killed. While the rest of the world watches the tragedy on television, Jason searches for Nathalie, and just as the couple is about to reunite, the aliens kill Jason and kidnap Nathalie and her dog. There isn't a single person left alive at the scene of the event. Only Barbara was able to save herself because she was far away. Decker is eager to organize a counterattack, which Marsha supports, but both Kessler and Taffy point out that this could be a cultural misunderstanding. Perhaps the dove represents war in their culture. Dale decides to try to communicate with the aliens first before going to war because they said they came in peace. Later that evening, Dale uses the translator and a satellite to send a message apologizing for any confusion and promising humanity means no harm. The message is delivered to the Martian mothership, where the aliens are experimenting with various objects taken from Earth. They, however, laugh at the message and discard it. The alien leader is intrigued by Earth's adult magazines and decides to conduct his own experiments, which results in Nathalie's head in a jar and her dog's head on her body. Meanwhile, Barbara discovers Land still worrying about his business rather than the planet's current problem, prompting her to drink once more. Kessler is inspecting one of the few aliens killed by the military when he discovers the Martian's body is full of a disgusting green goo. Byron calls his family to check on them and learns that his sons will be taking a school tour of the White House. Sometime later, the Martians send a message back to Earth, apologizing formally and requesting permission to address Congress, which Dale grants. The next day, the aliens arrive in Washington for the meeting, but the Secret Service refuses to let Dale accompany them. The Martian ambassador speaks a few words for Congress, but they don't have time to translate them before the aliens launch another attack, killing every politician in the room and kidnapping Kessler. Dale meets with his military leaders again and apologizes to Decker for not listening to him sooner, but he still refuses to use nukes. They agree that life should go on as usual while they deal with this issue, and Dale appears on television to assure his people that the government is still protecting them. While Barbara begins packing to flee and the aliens laugh at the president's naive message, Kessler awakens in the mothership to discover that he is only a head. Nathalie, who is now resting her head on her dog's body, comes to comfort him, and the two of them admit they like each other. Jerry notices a mysterious gum-chewing woman walking around the White House in the evening. Trying too hard to impress her, he invites her to the White House, which she accepts with a simple nod. In fact, the woman remains silent as Jerry leads her to a hidden room, but she raises her hand frequently. This is because she's a disguised Martian who uses her ring to record everything for the mothership. When they get to the room, Jerry kisses the woman, but the gum bothers him. He inserts his finger into her mouth to remove the gum, causing the alien to bite off his finger as the mask finally breaks. The Martian then murders Jerry, pulls out a new piece of gum to chew on, and rushes out of the room to find the president. The assassination attempt fails, however, because Dale's dog barks at the stranger's presence, waking up its masters. The dog dies as the alien ignores Marsha's throws and grabs Dale to hold him at gunpoint, but security arrives and kills the Martian without injuring the president. When scientists examine the alien body later, they discover that the piece of gum was actually highly concentrated nitrogen that the disguised alien was using to breathe in our atmosphere. The Martian leader is enraged by this failure and issues an order to properly invade Earth. While the Martians suit up and grab all kinds of weapons, from ray guns to robots, to take with them to Earth for a full-fledged global attack, Kessler and Nathalie continue to console each other with words. After destroying the Washington Monument, they move on to the White House, where schools are still giving tours and the president and his family are being evacuated. The aliens break in and begin shooting everyone they see, adults and children alike. They also break a chandelier, which falls on top of Marsha's head, killing her. In exchange, security kills several aliens, allowing Cedric and Neville, who have come here with their school, to steal a pair of ray guns and use their video game experience to kill a bunch of Martians as well, allowing Dale and Taffy to escape. Dozens of spaceships surround the planet, attacking every city and town they come across. Land is still trying to do business and disregards his clients' warnings when the aliens arrive, resulting in everyone being killed when the building they're in is shot down. Cedric and Neville return home and defend their mother while she calls Byron. However, the call is cut short when the aliens destroy all of the street wires. Barbara is trying to flee to the Tahoe caves in her husband's private plane, where she won't be found by the Martians, but she needs someone who knows how to fly now that Land is dead. The show of renowned singer Tom Jones is also disrupted by aliens, who sneak in by impersonating backup singers before killing everyone in the casino. Tom flees and runs into Byron, who knocks out a Martian and gathers ray guns to defend themselves. As Las Vegas burns due to the alien attack, Byron, Tom, Barbara, Cindy, and the rude gambler form a group to try to escape in Land's plane. Meanwhile, Dale is safe in his bunker with his military leaders when he receives a call from the French president, who claims to have reached an agreement with the Martians. Dale tries to warn him, but it's too late. The aliens immediately begin destroying the French government. Dale finally caves in, giving Decker permission to use nuclear weapons, but it's pointless. The Martians use a special device that absorbs the explosion and delivers it to the leader, who swallows it with a laugh. Richie has a disagreement with his parents, who want him to stay and defend their home, but Richie prefers to leave and save Florance. This proves to be perfect timing, because as soon as he gets in his truck, an alien arrives piloting a massive robot and destroys every trailer in the area before pursuing Richie. Fortunately, the boy has an idea and drives beneath a slew of electrical wires, causing the robot to collide with them and become electrocuted. Outside the casino, the rude gambler objects to Byron being the leader and goes his own way, colliding with an alien. Trying to negotiate is futile, and the Martian kills him anyway, only to be killed by Barbara in retaliation a split second later. Back to Richie, he rushes to Florence's room at the nursing home, which is already under attack. Florance is about to be killed by a group of Martians when Richie walks in and accidentally disconnects her headphones from the record player. The song is then played through the speakers, and the aliens' heads begin to explode, revealing their only weakness, Slim Whitman's Indian love call. The Martian leader, accompanied by 2 alien soldiers, infiltrates the president's bunker and murders Decker by shrinking him and stepping on him. After the rest of the security guards are killed with ray guns, Dale decides to buy some time by giving a heartfelt speech about different cultures working together as one. This causes the Martian leader to cry, but as he approaches Dale's hand, it is revealed that the fingers are just another device that kills the president as well. Meanwhile, the casino party arrives at the plane, but there is a group of aliens, including the ambassador, waiting outside the hangar. Byron goes to the Martians and challenges them to a boxing match to buy his friend some time. He manages to knock out the ambassador, but all the other aliens attack him in retaliation. As Tom flies them away, Barbara and Cindy can only watch with sadness as Byron is beaten up by the green crowd. When a bad feeling overtakes Louise in Washington, she continues to protect her sons. Richie and Florance are driving around town with Indian Love Call, blasting to kill every alien in sight. They eventually make it to the radio station and begin broadcasting the song for the entire country to hear. Everyone soon realizes the strategy. People all over the world play the song on their stereos. The military patrols the streets with tanks that are also blasting the song through their speakers, and the song is also transmitted to the spaceships that are still orbiting the planet. As the ships collide and even the captain succumbs to the music, Kessler and Nathalie confess their love for each other, kissing just before the mothership crashes into the sea. By the morning, peace had already arrived. As workers begin to pile up alien bodies, Taffy acts as a government representative and bestows the Congressional Medal of Honor on Richie and Florance in the ruins of the White House. In town, Louise works her sons while trying to ignore the pain in her chest. She doesn't need to be concerned, though, because Byron is fine and is on his way home to see his family. Barbara, Cindy, and Tom emerge from the caves completely unscathed in Tahoe. The local animals quickly surround them, and Tom decides to sing. It's not unusual to celebrate humanity's victory. If you liked this video, you will also like the video appearing on screen. Click on it to watch. We upload new movie daily. Make sure to subscribe, so you don't miss any video. If you liked the movie, consider sharing it with your friends. Show that you care about them. Thank you for watching.